Disclaimer. This video is mostly targeted towards parents of children who are on the internet, or uneducated parents, or guardians. If you fall under this category and you're concerned about your child's welfare on the internet, this video is for you. Hello everyone, I'm Danika, and welcome to episode 1 of Danika Diaries. I'm Danika, and I'm going to talk to you about today's episode, where parents need to wake the F up. The Internet Safety Act is going a little bit hazy, per se. And the reason why it's going a little bit hazy is because of all the nonsense that's going on. The Safety Act. And we can all blame the concerned parents of Australia because their kids bought inappropriate games on Steam. Let's talk about it. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is to educate parents. I'm not saying all parents are bad. I'm not claiming you or anyone else as bad parents. Parents don't get taught how to raise kids properly. Parents don't know what to do. They have a living being in their hands, in their household, that they now need to raise into an adult for the adult to take care of themselves. Being a parent's not easy. And with today's economy, it's not easy at all. But we're not going to talk about the economy right now as is. That's for another episode. Right now, I am talking about the children being safe on the internet. First of all, it's not the internet's fault. It is the parents' responsibility to take care of the kid, to protect the kid from the dangers of the internet. It is not the internet's fault that it is the way it is. It is not its fault. To a degree, yes, we can thank Twitter, Gork, AI, BS. I will blame AI for most of its nefarious BS going on there. But what I would like to discuss is how parents are not getting involved with their children when it comes for their safety on the internet. Parents are blaming the internet these days for the kids for acting the way they are. To a degree, there is some agreement to that. I will agree 20% on that blame of the internet. However, it's also everyone else's contribution. The point I'm trying to make is that the internet is a lawless place. And the parents need to be educated and get involved with their child's lives to just be aware of what they're doing on the internet. I'm not saying act like a dragon mom and be there and watch their every single blink and move. Watch them breathe as they're on the internet. No, that's not what I'm meaning. What I'm trying to say is set rules, set boundaries, educate your child how to be safe on the internet and not let them learn by others. Not let them be alone on the internet. The internet is an unsafe place, and it always have been. It was fine at 2016. 2016 was a prime time where social media was like super chill. It was so welcoming. It was so peaceful. There was so much love. It was chill. And then after that, everything just went downhill, especially during COVID when everyone had to stay at home and entertain themselves. After COVID, I think things just got 100 times worse. I do not blame parents for having a hard day of work and they do not have the energy to play with their children and entertain the children before dinner and before bed to tire them out to make them go to sleep. I understand raising a child is not easy. I am not a parent and I will never be a parent. But I've babysat. Being a parent's not easy. It is not. Especially for single parents who need to cook, clean, work, cook, clean, work, cook, clean, work, cook, clean, work. It is not an easy life being a parent. It is not easy at all. And that's also another topic for another episode. But when it comes to how the internet is at all times, it's ridiculous how things are going. It's absolutely bogus. But the thing is, when it comes to the Safety Act online, it's not the internet's fault again. So I'm going to be giving an example of what is the best thing to do with your kid on the internet. Get involved. I'm going to give out a perfect example that my dad, his prime golden moment, he taught me how to be safe on the internet. He gave me a lot of rules. And yes, children are going to be like, "Oh, rules are boring. Rules are for snowflakes. Rules are for the weak." No, it's not. The rules are set there for a reason to keep people safe. When I got my first laptop and I was learning about the internet, I remember those giant computer screens are like those chunky computers. Yes, I am old. If you are a youngster or any parent. Yes, I'm showing my age. I remember those giant chunky PC monitors. Those were the old computer days. Old computer days. When I got my first little laptop by myself, right, to use, I mostly used it at the time to play music. iTunes. Music player. Media player. I would love to watch how the media player back then would play all these colorful rainbow visuals on the screen to the beat of the song. That's what I liked laptops back then for. Holding my music, MS Paint, not MS Paint. Is it MS Paint? Yes, Microsoft Paint. But to the point, rules. My dad, when I got my first laptop, he told me a few things. 1. Never give out your information to other people, your IRL, in real life information. So, phone numbers, locations, and real name. That was the first rule. And the thing is, when I was young, I was curious. Why are we not allowed to do that? I asked him that, and he said, because there are dangerous people out there that would like to cause harm to other people or would like to take you away from us. So my dad at the time, he wasn't trying to put fear. He was trying to educate me on that because at the time I didn't understand, but when I got older, I understood. One of his friends at the workplace's children went missing because she wasn't taught that rule. She got taken out of her house. Her location was exposed. Her school was also she told the random dude on the internet, her school, what school she went to, what time she was going to be home, what time her parents get home. She wasn't told that was not okay to tell a stranger on the line. She didn't know better. So my dad took it upon himself to be like, hey, listen, there's going to be dangerous people on the internet. Don't give your information out like that. And I said, okay, I won't. Second rule is that it would be used for either watching videos, listening to music, or do some typing work or homework. And or play with MS Paint. And or hold photos I take. I loved photography. I love taking photos. And I still do to this day. So that's what he told me it was for. He also told me not to watch music videos at the time. He said I could listen to music on on iTunes and Media Player, but and lyric videos, right? And watch a few cartoons every now and then. Because it was a laptop that you can have a DVD player in it. Those laptops. And I asked my dad why. Because he knew that music videos were inappropriate for me and my age. So at the time, the songs I would listen to, I didn't know they were inappropriate for my age. Until I got curious. So there was one song, I don't know if it was by Shakira or Christina Aguilera at the time, where the woman was basically like bathed in like dirt and oil, and she had the skimpiest outfit at the time I ever seen. And when I saw this music video to a song that I really, really liked, my dad was behind me and he turned over his shoulder and he saw the music video and he's like, "Stop watching the music video right now. That is inappropriate for you." What did we discuss? You're not allowed to watch inappropriate music videos or music videos at all. Lyric videos or music videos like that, like lyric videos are okay, but not music videos. I said, "Sorry, Dad." My brain was confused on why that woman was like wearing this weird outfit. She was all oiled up and basically dry humping this man. I did not understand. But as soon as I got older, I understood why. Now, games. When it came to having a little laptop and it could run only a few certain games, my dad taught me, again, rule one: don't tell people your real name. Don't give them information that's sensitive, like phone numbers, emails, real name, and location. I was playing a simulation chatting game. So see if it was like The Sims, but social. It was called IMVU, I think, at the time. I randomly installed it, and then I was chatting to people online. We'd talk about cats, we would talk about fantasy, and then there's one random person I met, right? He's like, "Hey, your character is cool." I'm like, "Thank you, I guess." He's like, "Tell me about yourself." I'm like, "I like cats, I like dragons, I like the color blue." At the time, I didn't want to tell anyone I liked orange because I was very self-conscious about orange, but I don't give a flying kite anymore. Um, I told him I like blue, like the sky, and I like to draw. He's like, "Oh, I like drawing. Like, do you take art professionally?" Like, "No, I don't know what you mean by that. I just like to draw." And he's like, "Oh, how old are you?" And I was like, oh, "Gosh, when did I have this IMVU account? I think I was like 11 or 10 when I had this little laptop." He's like, "Oh, 10. Okay, I'm 23, if I remember correctly. I know it was 20s." My internal brain was like, "Uh-oh. This man's a little bit older than me, but he gets along with me." Next rule that comes in. My dad taught me, even if the person genuinely tells you their real age or not, keep your distance. And if the person tells you that their age is double your age or practically 10 years older than you, 9 years, 7 years, even maybe 5 years older than you, trying your best not to interact with them, because my dad's already aware that games are going to basically have almost every age in it. So, yeah. Um, this person and I kept on talking about art, drawing, cartoons, and then he's like, "Hey, do you think you can draw naked people?" I was like, "What?" And that's when I backed off and just stopped talking to the man anymore. And I remember, I think on my last days of IMVU, this man was spamming me, messaging me like, hey, I want to see you on IMVU. Hey, 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 hey. Because I know IMVU had like, messages if you're not in like an instance or in a world to talk to other people. There would be like messaging, right? My dad saw that and he told me to delete my account. So I did. Well, he deleted it for me. And then my dad's like, cool, you're not allowed to make a new account on any game or buy any games until we approve of them. So, another thing that parents need to do is pre-approve purchasing a game. Even if it's with their money, right? Even if it's the kid's own birthday or Christmas money, the parents should see what the kids are buying. I'm sorry. I was taught that too after that. My parents like, hey, when you're buying a game, talk to us first. If you're going to use something with real IRL money or real life money, talk to us first. If you want to buy something online. I was like, I understand. I'm sorry. I won't do it again. I'll try my best to not do it again. I learned my lesson. That's what kept me safe. And it saddens me to see children these days, especially on Call of Duty, using their real legal full name as their username is crazy. I remember this one time I was muted in a Call of Duty match, right? I was too scared to talk because I'm a female. And there was this younger kid, right? This was like somewhat recently when I was like 17, 18 at Call of Duty Xbox back then. This grown man adult was talking to this kid that was in the lobby. This kid was like, I hope we win. And his man is like, yeah, we will help you win, kid. I thought that was like the most wholesome thing ever. Until all of a sudden, this kid started saying the N-word. And I was like, who taught you how to say the N-word? He's like, oh, him. And the man was like, no, I didn't. And the kids was like, yeah, you told me to say the N-word. Kids these days don't understand what's good and bad, especially on the internet when people are like, oh, it's okay for you to say the racist thing. Oh, it's okay for you to say this and that and this and that. Oh, it's okay for you to do this and that. Parents need to be aware of their children's behavior changes when they're on the internet. Because kids are learning things quicker on the internet than they are at school, which saddens me. That's another prime example of kid safety. I'm going to give a very, very harsh one, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing because it's everywhere at this point, but on Vrchat, kids say the N-word all the time. But what really disgusts me, I've encountered this one random person, and he was telling this kid, hey, it's okay to say the N-word. Go ahead, say it. Say it as loud as you can. And I think this kid was like, 10 years old on Vrchat as a deskie, so a desktop user, not a headset Quest user, right? And this kid is like, are you sure it's okay for me to say it? Because I was told it's to describe a black man. And you know where I'm going with this, right? So this man was telling the kid, no, go for it. Say it out loud. There's no consequences. The internet has consequences. I was so disgusted by that man for teaching this young kid to say it's okay to say the N-word. But for a kid to say, but my parents told me I'm not allowed to. Because I'm white. And the man said, no, it's okay. Another reason why parents also need to be aware of like what the kids are saying, doing, what's going on with their lives, how they're acting in front of their friends compared to how they're acting in front of their parents. That's another thing I want to point out. Parents need to ask questions. They need to get involved. Don't be lazy. Don't let your kids sit in front of a tablet or iPhone or whatever flat screen or Android or whatever flat screen they can get their little grubby hands on. Ask them what they're doing. Ask them what's going on, like what social medias you're on. Like, teenagers, I get it. You do not want your parents to find out your secret social media account or your old account. The thing is, it's for your own good if they find out. It's for your own good, for your safety. Kids today are being exposed to the most craziest things of all, and a lot of people saying that, oh, if you wear this outfit, you'll be the most popular kid at school, when it's basically the most inappropriate thing for their age group. Companies these days are basically abusing the power of innocence and uneducatedness to, like, I don't know how to explain it. It saddens me how, like, companies need children for the world to run, and yet again, that's another topic, another episode, blah blah blah. But again, parents need to get involved. I know I kept on repeating that whole term, that whole time in this whole episode. Don't be lazy. Don't be lazy. Talk to your kids. Get involved in what they're doing on the internet. Talk to them. Don't just sit there. Don't let them go around on the internet nonchalantly. Because the internet is turning their brains into mush at this point. Now, for the Safety Act for children when it comes to for teenagers are the best time to get social media, right? That I kind of agree with, because that's when children can be children up into teenagehood, and then teenager can be teenagers, and then until the teenager becomes adult, then they become adults. Children are trying to replicate what they see. Monkey see, monkey do. And I agree with the Safety Act when it comes to the social media platform, where children are not allowed to get social media until they're like 16 and above. I agree with that act, because it's not locking up the child at home doing nothing but scrolling. But it's also less exposure to depression, less exposure to danger, less exposure to predators. But again, right now, parents need to get involved in what their kids are doing more than whatsoever. The rules: don't expose real information. Don't expose your location and all that. Don't copy what they think is cool. Ask the parent if it's okay to buy the game. Ask the parent, hey, can I make an account on this game? Can I play this game? Am I right enough age for this game? And yes, parents will say yes because they do not want to fight with the kid. They'll just be like, yeah, go for it. I'm busy working. No. I understand parents don't want to fight with their kids, but gentle parenting is useless. Gentle parenting is effing useless. Be tough on your kid. They will thank you later for it. Don't let them be spoiled little brats. Reminder, rules again. Do not give out information. IRL, location, email, name, all that. Next one. Ask parents to buy the game or make an account for game. Next point. Restrict. screen time. And 4, when it comes to social media, again, ask if the kid can make an account. But another thing that parents also need to be aware of is when it comes to like data centers and internet safety, don't post pictures of your kids on the internet anymore these days. I understand you want to be like, "Hey, look at my baby. She's so cute and squishy and she's the most cutest baby ever." No anymore. Don't do that anymore.
Editor Danika here. Now, the reason why I say do not upload or online post your pictures of your young ones, your children, your teenagers anymore these days because AI slop has gone to a dangerous point. So, AI Grok on Twitter may have been fixed by now by this time the video is uploaded. I am not very sure. By the time I'm making this edit, the problem is that people will take your child's photos that and upload it to AI and make it do weird stuff. Either wear inappropriate clothing or animate them to do inappropriate things. So there's the problem. AI AI is a nasty weapon that a lot of creeps use. So just a heads up for parents in the future, maybe just blur out the picture. You can get a blur filter on your child's face and just censor it for their safety. Trust me when I say this. Do it for them. If you love your kids and you want them to be safe, blur their faces out of the pictures if you still want to post the photos.
Do
Thank
that
you.
anymore. Protect your kids from AI slop. Protect your kids from predators. Protect your kids from the internet. Rules, restrictions, limit screen time, limit this, limit that. Do what you must. Use the internet for homework. Do not use ChatGPT. Do not use AI generative talk stuff to do your homework. However, I will put this ending note. I am not a parent. I will never be a parent, and that is my choice. However, I would like to help and possibly educate what my parents taught me that was kind of right. They had their golden moments. They were not great parents, but they had their golden moments. They taught me the internet safety. And I thought bringing it up and telling you parents or guardians about it would be best because of how the internet's being. So I would like to thank you if you're still here watching to the end of this video. Thank you for listening to me rant and vent about how to be safe on the internet with your children. So I know I'm going to get a lot of dislikes and I'm going to get a lot of parents saying, "Oh, so you tell me I'm a bad parent?" I didn't say that. I didn't say this video was targeted towards you. But I would just like to point out how I feel about what's going on with the Internet and Safety Act and things. And if you liked me to talk about more stuff openly like this, go for it. I don't care about the thumbs up, thumbs down, or comments. I just want to get my thoughts and word out there because this is basically a diary to me. But if you still stuck around, thank you for watching. And I'll see you on the next episode when I do want to make it, whenever I want to make it. But yeah, Danika Diaries. Bye.